Hi everyone, it's Dawn Harris, licensed realtor, serving the communities within the Delaware, Newcastle, and Philadelphia counties. If you're located in those areas, I would love to hear from you. You can reach me at 215-834-0180, or you can visit my website at dawnharris.foxroach.com. Now that I've got that commercial out the way, let's talk about the reason for my video. So I thought that it was important to do a video on a very hot topic when it comes to a real estate transaction. This particular topic could really make or break a real estate deal. It can crush the dreams of a buyer. Oh my God, like no other thing that I've seen happen in a real estate transaction. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the home inspection. Yes, the home inspection. You are on the high of getting your credit in order, getting your savings in place, saying goodbye to that apartment, saying hello to the house of your at least uh, dreams for the next 5 to 10 years. You know, some people we purchase and we want to stay in our homes forever, but you are, you're ready. You're ready for that commitment. You found your home. It's like I found my home. My offer was accepted. I'm going to go pay my deposit and now I'm going to order my home inspection. And as you're walking through with the inspector, he's pointing out everything wrong with the property. There's going to be some good stuff that he's going to mention along the way. He or she is. I shouldn't say he because it's not a profession that's just handled by males. He or she is going to say, "Oh, this looks really great, and this is good, this is good, this is good for you to know, but you really need to be aware of this, and you're going to want to watch out for this." And so now you're being tugged in all kinds of different ways. And it's like, have I made a mistake? They're talking dollars. They're telling me that this roof is going to go bad in 5 years. And they're telling me that the water heater, it only lasts about 10 years. And we're in the 10th year. And the water heater costs about $1,200. And it becomes at that point extremely overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. When I made my first house purchase, it was extremely, extremely, extremely overwhelming. But my home inspector was so good. He made sure that given all the things that he pointed out that was wrong, he reassured us at the end and said, listen, it's a solid house. And for your first purchase, it's an amazing house. You're just gonna have to update it. It needs some updating, but it's nothing that has to happen overnight. He was speaking to me like my real estate professional should have been speaking to me. So I was grateful for my home inspector. And we still maintain a relationship to this day. I was very, very grateful for him. So let's get back to the home inspection where I'm not. All right. You are overwhelmed as you're making your way through this house that you loved. You did love it. That's why you put in the offer and you're excited. But now you're finding out that there are some things in the house that either may need to be addressed right away, possibly within the next 12 months, maybe within the next 5 years. But you're finding out about these things. The inspector is bringing it to your attention. Okay? Okay, we've got that. Now let's shift for a second. When you go to buy a new gadget, a new electronic, whatever it is that you are investing your hard-earned money into, what does it come with? It's either going to come with instructions to assemble it, not necessarily to take it apart, but it's going to contain maintenance instructions. Use dishwater and non-abrasive cleaners. Don't put in the dishwasher. Hand wash only. You're getting a manual on its use. You're learning about your product. You are learning about this item that you just purchased. And a home should be the same way. Whether you are an investor buying a $5,000 property, I will still be in your ear saying you need to get a home inspection. Know what's going on with this property because it may be costing you $5,000, but you're going to have to put $500,000 in it before you can move in there. So, and that's an investor. So if you're a buyer, a person looking to purchase, and you're going to live in this property, you absolutely need a home inspection. You do. But at the same time, it's very important that you dig deep down inside and you find a way to remain level-headed throughout the inspection process. Because here's what's going to happen. We'll get the report It'll be about 50 pages long. Right off the bat, it's, oh my God, 50 pages. What is in this report? There's so much stuff in here. The house is falling apart. Nope. With the net report, you'll see that a lot of the content in there is system generated. It's information that's going to go into every single report, just the basics, the summaries for each section. It's going to have the legend. So, MD is major defect, C is confirmed, stuff like that. And now every legend is different, so they'll have their own coding, but you're going to have the breakdown of that. So let's just say that half the pages don't even pertain to your specific property. It's just the general information provided by all home inspectors. And as we're going through the report, yes, we are seeing that there are some issues with the property, but it's important to keep in mind that you, the buyer, want to buy. The seller wants to sell. There's something really crazy going on with the property. Chances are we can get that seller to address it, because why? They want to sell. Now, unless there are some issues on the seller side where making repairs will cause them to no longer be able to sell the house, then that's another conversation we can have. But I'm keeping on the surface right now. We're talking about the importance of not overreacting to the home inspection report. Because here's what I see, and I'm not gonna lie, I have been through this where I'm saying to a buyer, I'm advising them like, we can ask to get that repaired. It's not, and it's just like, no, I don't want to go back. I don't want to ask. I don't even like the house anymore. I'm done. And it's, but you love the house just a week ago. But okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm the real estate advisor. I'm not the decision maker. So you have to be happy in what you ultimately commit to and sign on the dotted line for. But for those of you who have had home inspections, or who may be on, in the process of getting ready to purchase a home, just keep in mind that the home inspection process can be somewhat scary, if especially if you are going through it for the first time. But it's nothing that you cannot overcome. And it's nothing that should stop you from getting the house of your dreams, especially if issues that have been deemed a major defect are issues that can be addressed. And then once addressed, you would otherwise be happy with the house. And really quickly, because I'm going to try to keep this video at 10 minutes or less, and I may go a little over, but I want to point out a major defect just for those of you who are not familiar. So a major defect means that something is not working in its intended use. So with that said, let's take a light fixture in a basement, for example. You're going down the basement steps, you flick the switch, the light does not come on. Guess what? That's going to be noted in the home inspection report as a major defect. Why? Because when you flick on that switch, that light bulb should come on. Because it didn't work in its intended use, it's now considered a major defect. Now, could it be electrical issue? Sure. But what if it was just a matter of you replacing the light bulb, which an inspector will not do to confirm whether or not it is, a light bulb related issue or in fact a wiring issue? What if it is just the light bulb that needs to be replaced? Do you see how a major defect can very quickly get downgraded to a minor item once looked into? So your home inspection will last about 3 hours or less, depending on the size of the property. And it's a visual inspection. Now the inspector will test, the heater, make sure the thermostat works, he'll test all the appliances. But he's not going to move stuff around. He's going to make sure, he'll test a few of the outlets to make sure that his readings are not coming back, that they're crossed, like the wires are not crossed. Hot is cold and cold is hot. I'm talking about plumbing right now, but you know what I mean. But he'll do all that non-invasive stuff. So it's really more of a visual inspection. And so with that said, there are some things within a home inspection report, and most of the times, honestly, it can be, it's been my experience anyway, and I don't even have any wood to knock on, but it's stuff that can be resolved rather easily. And so I wanted to do this video again to talk a little bit about home inspections, because we love to hate them, but they are so necessary. And the only way you will continue to hate them is if you don't recognize what their ultimate purpose is. And the purpose is to educate you on what's going on with your home, what's going on with it. Not that you need to address everything on that list or that the seller needs to address everything on that list before you can go to settlement, because you're going to be there for a while. You should not be purchasing a primary residence if you only plan on being there for 6 months. This is not a 1 year lease. This is not a short term lease. You're thinking long term now. You're committing to this house. And so also commit to the work that comes along with it. And I don't say that to say that you're just going to be pouring money into your house. No, that would suck. That would. But what I am saying is, along with anything, even a car, you have to do stuff to maintain it. You got to get the oil changed. Okay, you got to get your tune-ups every 100,000 miles, or maybe more often than that if it's an older car. You know, there are things you have to do to make sure that everything remains in good condition. And so I encourage you to check on your systems in your house every so often and to properly maintain your home, because when you do want to turn around and sell it, you want to make sure that you have maintained its value, and even more that your value has appreciated, which means that now you can sell it for more than what you paid for it. And the only way to do that is to maintain it. So don't think that, a house is something where you move in and just forget it. I paid my $200,000 and I don't have to do anything else with this house. Nope, that's not the way it works. You will have to put some money into the house. However, it does not have to be so scary as far as the home inspection report goes that it scares you away from your dream of home ownership. Ensure that you are working with a real estate professional. Make sure you're being educated. If you're not being educated by your real estate professional, educate yourself. I'm going to be dropping more videos on my webpage. So you can come over here and take a peek at my content, even if you aren't using me. That's fine, because ultimately, I just want to make sure that anybody out there is getting themselves into a halfway decent situation. If not decent, let's exceed decent if we can. You know what I mean? Okay. So any questions? Do not hesitate to reach out. I can always be reached at 215-834-0180. If you do not get an answer, leave a message. Feel free to send a text, send an email to buyandsellwithdawn@gmail.com. And you can also visit my website, dawnharris.foxroach.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.